Nothing like that. It just sounds like you with too much. What is it? A Red Bull or something like that.
Yeah.
So Seong, what was it like playing a celebrity?
Playing celebrity.
Or being
I am a celebrity.
Okay, being a celebrity the past day.
Oh, it felt fantastic.
So our listener, what is it? Arif was asking if James visited. Yeah, James actually came to the studio. He was
And he
on
took
air.
my jersey. You know, I worried, what if nobody wants my jersey? And then James took it, and I even signed the back of it.
Actually, no, he didn't choose it.
He didn't?
I chose it for him. I chose
You didn't have to tell me. You didn't. Oh.
I chose no. The reason why I chose yours was because you were also in the office, and so I wanted to get him to sign it. But then no one else is there. Who's gonna sign it? I know he also wants Eugene's, but Eugene wasn't there.
I think I heard Eugene's name yesterday. Maybe he was talking about that.
No.
Oh, SJ, honestly, I wanted Eugene's jersey, but
He didn't say. He said I brought a gift for Eugene. If you give it to her on Friday, can you do that?
I see.
And so there was no one else that was there. I don't think he really knows Arirang that much. And so he was asking for yours.
Wow.
And then Seyoung's probably going to get in big trouble by her husband.
No way.
She signed her name on back of her jersey, and then she writes in Korean,
사랑해요.
사랑해요.
행복하세요.
행복하세요.
I love you. Stay happy.
Yo, that's flirting.
You know, back in the
Are
day...
you flirting with our listeners?
No. Back in the day, in Korea, celebrities used to write those kind of messages along with their autograph for fans.
But I don't think I don't think a married star would write it to an unmarried guy.
There are like different types of love. You know,
I don't know.
Love between women and men, love between fans. And
it could have been 사랑하세요.
사랑하세요.
But you said 사랑해요.
Go find your love.
Oh man. Made Up says rumor has it that Seyoung never stops smiling. Has anyone at Arirang ever witnessed her doing a frown?
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. No, but she is a very
either smile or cry.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Very extreme.
She's never frowning though. She's never like, no, she's never doing that. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about something serious, which is weird because we've had rain over the past few days,
right?
And it's been humid. But if you go to Korea's east coast city of Gangneung, it's facing one of the most severe water shortages in history. We're going to talk about how things got this bad, what's being done to respond to all of this. But Seyoung, first and foremost, walk us through step by step.
Sure. First, let's get a sense of the current water level by checking how low the Obong Reservoir has dropped. As of September 1st, the reservoir stood at just 14.5% of its capacity, about 1/5 of the normal level. And back in June, it was more than 60%. So in just 2 months, it's collapsed dramatically. Now, what explains such a sudden crisis? That's our question here. Gangneung has what's called the rain shadow effect, and clouds lose much of their rain on the western side of the Taebaek Mountains, leaving the east coast much drier. And combine that with the summer record heat and climate-driven aridity, and you get what experts call an acute drought here.
The numbers you're going to hear is crazy because the reservoir, ladies and gentlemen, standing at 14.5% of capacity.
Below 15%. That's very serious.
That's scary. That's reservoir, guys. But how are authorities and citizens coping with all of this?
Well, the city has already imposed a 75% cut in household water supplies. And in other words, only 1/4 of the normal tap water is reaching homes now. And agricultural water has been cut off completely.
Yeah.
And to fill the gap, fire trucks from across the country are delivering thousands of tons of water daily, drawing from rivers and smaller reservoirs.
Yeah, something on the lines of, because we'll probably talk about this, but President Lee Jae-myung declared national disaster. And so you got fire trucks, tankers, come in at 50 of them,
right,
bringing water and things like that. I mean, this is a daily struggle. Can you imagine going without water even a single day, right? But what about the ordinary people? How are they managing all this?
Well, residents say showers are difficult and some reuse wash water to flush toilets, and farmers are also the hardest hit. One green onion grower has given up on harvesting this season, calling it a lost livelihood. And everyday routines like cooking and laundry have become genuine hardships. And watching this news, I couldn't help but feel worried and heartbroken, especially as a mom raising young children myself. SJ, I think you will understand me, but families with kids, children's clothes need to be washed almost every day. And if there's a newborn at home, there are so many tasks that require water, like boiling water to make formula, washing the bottles, and more. So it's a very, very severe situation here. And authorities have activated a second stage emergency plan, and they've tightened water meters to allow only 25% flow, halted farm irrigation, and asked hotels and tourist facilities to reduce usage. And they are also considering rationing, such as time-limited supply or even 2 liters of bottled water per person per day.
Yeah, so what they did also is, I believe, they brought forth about a million bottled water.
Yes.
And they delivered it. And for anybody who can't move around, seniors, because Gangneung, that whole Gangwon-do area, it's a lot of seniors.
Yes, that's true.
And so they're delivering to all the seniors there and stuff like that. But here's something interesting. Tension between President Lee Jae-myung and the local mayor during the on-site meeting. Tell us exactly what happened over there.
So the President Lee Jae-myung visited Gangneung himself on this past Saturday and had an on-site meeting with the Gangneung City Mayor Kim Hong-gyu. And during the meeting, President Lee kept asking one very direct question: how much will it cost to secure raw water to the Gangneung City Mayor? But the mayor couldn't give a clear answer throughout the meeting, and his attitude left many people feeling frustrated because while the citizens of Gangneung were enduring daily hardships, the mayor was criticized for appearing far too complacent and indifferent in addressing this issue. And later he explained that he had misunderstood the question. He thought since the water would come from a stream, there wouldn't really be any cost involved. But that sounds like it missed the bigger point, and the president was asking about the immediate problem, where to get drinking water now and how much it would cost and what the plan was, and that's the part of that remained unanswered. And plus, there was another controversial remark from the mayor. Afterward, he added that he had basically tried to push harder because the president was visiting, and that comment backfired, and public criticism grew even louder, not just about the unclear response at the meeting, but also about the way he tried to justify it.
I'm pretty sure you can't be going around saying, hey, I was trying really my best because the president was coming. You try hard to resolve these issues, whether the president comes or he doesn't come.
Right.
But that's been kind of the big issues, right? I mean, when we saw, like, during the election time, a lot of the politicians, lawmakers, they don't know how people live. And so when, even things like how much does a green onions cost, right? How much is a bus fare? How much points do you need for the 청약, right? And what's the maximum?
They have no idea.
They don't have an idea, right? And so even with this, you kind of wonder, what's the mayor doing while everyone else is struggling? And only because the president is coming, I have to come up with answers, but doesn't know anything. And that's going to cause a huge, huge uproar amongst the citizens who are struggling right now because of the lack of water. What about the central government? How have they responded?
Well, President Lee has ordered the Ministry of the Interior and Safety to mobilize water trucks and bottled water across the country. And he also told officials to conduct a full inspection of municipalities in the eastern coastal part of Gangwon State where droughts keep happening. And he stressed 2 key points: speed and precision. And in the short term, it means authorities need to be transparent about things like the supply routes for water trucks, how distribution will work, and how to solve bottlenecks. In the mid to long term, they will need to diversify water sources like linking emergency pipelines and stabilizing intake from streams, expand reservoirs, and manage demand by fixing leaks and adjusting operations at facilities that use large amounts of water. And the reason for such criticism is that nearby regions with similar conditions, like Sokcho, were well prepared in advance and were therefore able to cope with the severe drought. So, a sharp drop in rainfall and the persistence of extreme heat can certainly be seen as natural disasters, but the failure to prepare for them beforehand makes the outcome a man-made disaster.
One of the questions that was raised was by someone on the internet was, how is it that it's because it's like most of Gangwon-do province that's going through the drought.
Right.
But how is it that Sokcho just recently had the water bomb show,
Yes.
the Humpuk show with Psy,
Right.
and all the water being sprayed around, but Gangneung is unable to cope with this. But just like you mentioned, Sokcho was able to prepare for all of this, but
Yes.
no preparation being done in Gangneung. This is it's shocking, and it's terrible because Gangneung is a very touristy place. A lot of people
Yeah.
love to visit Gangneung.
Yes.
I love to visit Gangneung. And now, right now, all the people who wanted to avoid the summer heat gets cooler. They probably should have been heading down to Gangneung. They're not anymore. So you look at another level
Right.
of impact.
And hotels in Gangneung cannot operate properly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They'll lose customers.
It doesn't help that it's not really raining much right now on the East Coast either, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we're going to continue to talk about some of the major issues happening here in Korea and abroad. First, let's take a listen to a song here from George and Cosmic Boy featuring PH1 with Water. That was George Cosmic Boy featuring PH1 with Water. We got a cool name Nick Archer over in Germany who says, reservoirs here are also emptier than they should be, but it's far from what I've just heard about Gangneung-si. I've never seen anything like that. Under 15%.
Right.
Right? Even like if you go under 50%, you go, oh, that's not good. But 15%, under 15%, that's again, and it's not raining a lot right now.
If it goes below 10%, it's going to be catastrophe.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And especially because, again, many seniors and that Gangwon-do area is a very agricultural area. And so
Yes,
now
that's
ultimately
right.
all the agriculture prices are going to go up and stuff like that. And it's terrible, terrible stuff. Let's dive now into the unfolding saga surrounding Kim Gun-hee, the former First Lady of South Korea. First off, she's been indicted. She's been arrested. You got the special prosecutor investigation. What's the next in this high-stakes legal drama?
Well, on August 29th, a special prosecutor indicted Kim Gun-hee on multiple counts, bribery, stock fraud, and political funding violations, marking her as the first former First Lady in Korean history to be indicted and held in custody. And beyond corruption, this case is tied into broader political controversies. The investigation comes amid an ongoing probe into the failed martial law attempt, which triggered a major political crisis, and her arrest coincides with that of her husband, former President Yoon Suk-yeol, who is facing insurrection charges. And remarkably, this is the first time in the nation's history that a presidential couple has been simultaneously detained and tried.
I mean, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah,
You know, it
is.
is kind of embarrassing, right? And it's you hear all these allegations, but what's frightening though is that these allegations aren't new. They were
No.
mentioned before.
Right.
But the fact that despite evidence, well, okay, they weren't clear evidence. We knew there were allegations. There was, even evidence to show that she was doing all of this, including stock manipulation. But for some reason, the prosecutors did not find enough evidence
Right.
to charge her or anything then.
Right.
And then now we have a special prosecutor going into the investigation, and all of a sudden you have all these evidence to show that she's not guilty yet.
But
You know,
despite all the evidence, she continues to refuse.
Exactly. But
Yes.
here's the thing, though. For years now, for a few years, there was always this, that, allegations. You have, speculations. But as the investigation moved forward, there was the
Yes.
so-called smoking gun, which now you really can't say anything now. Let's talk about the smoking gun.
Yes, investigators have uncovered strong leads in the 매관 magic. To translate it in English, we can say the buying and selling of government posts or influence peddling allegations. And for instance, we dealt with this issue before, but Lee Bong-kwan, a construction CEO, admitted in a written statement that he gave Kim a Van Cleef and Arpels necklace along with Tiffany and Graf jewelry, seeking aid in placing his son-in-law in a high-level government job. And special prosecutors have also seized a gold turtle figurine allegedly given by Education Commissioner Lee Bae-yong in exchange for a political appointment. And when it was announced that there will be an investigation on that issue, she just resigned and ran away. And there's also a probe over potential highway route manipulation near her family's land, as well as interference with the remodeling of the presidential residence, including connections with contractors linked to her past exhibition company.
You know, the crazy thing about the highway route was that after the DP, then main opposition DP found out about this and they pointed it out.
Yangpyeong Highway.
Right, Yangpyeong Expressway, right? And then they were like, what is this? I mean, this land belongs to Kim Gun-hee's family. You can't do this. This is illegal. And what is it? The then land minister goes, I'll look into it.
Won-hee-dong?
Yeah, you look into it, right? And they basically canceled the plan.
Right.
And then Won-hee-dong goes, this is DP's fault for being for canceling an expressway project that would have saved everybody, and now other people who could have made money off of the project, now they're not going to make any money, and everybody blamed DP. I don't think it was one of those things where you can now blame the DP for this not falling through. But gold turtle figurine for our listeners out there is not a toy. It's like here in Korea, instead of like gold bars, we have gold turtles, 24K, pure gold. Because gold, turtles mean a number of things, longevity,
right.
Wealth. And luck and things like that. So there are so many things to be investigating with Kim Gun-hee. How extensive has the investigation become? Like, are they only pursuing Kim, or is it gone broader than this?
Broader than that. The probe is wide-ranging. The special prosecutor is investigating up to 16 distinct allegations, with the Kim Gun-hee's case being just one focal point. And Kim has been summoned 5 times for questioning since her arrest, but in most of those sessions, she invoked her right to silence and refused to testify. And additionally, a citizen group has made investigative records openly accessible in a public database, ensuring that the investigation remains transparent.
I don't know. Usually, like if you're innocent, you want to say that you tell everybody you're innocent and ask whatever you're being questioned. If you want to question me, for instance, like someone accused me of stealing, I don't know, like the microphone or something like that.
사장. SJ,
oh my gosh.
SJ stands for 사장.
Oh my goodness, I don't even want to talk about it. I almost got fired because of my name. If someone accuses me for stealing the microphone, and I know I didn't steal the microphone, and the police wants to question me, please question me.
Yeah, yes.
So that I could show that I'm not guilty. Like, I don't know, remaining silent usually means like you might be a little bit guilty there.
She's just making emotional remarks.
And
like,
also,
will I be able to live with my husband again?
No,
things like
that.
that.
It's probably not going to be for a long time there. But what happens next? What's the timeline of this investigation? How long can it go on for?
Well, legally, the special prosecutor's mandate currently runs through the end of November, but there are growing calls to extend this investigation period given its complexity and political importance. And another point I'd like to highlight is that this news continues to attract attention and is being covered not only domestically but also internationally, as Kim Gun-hee faces formal indictment. Major international media outlets, including Reuters, AP, and the Asahi Shimbun, have been reporting on the case, and they highlight that Kim has been charged with allegations including stock manipulation, interference in opinion polls, and receiving funds from the Unification Church 통일교, while also raising the possibility of collusion with former President Yoon Suk-yeol.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that's happening right now. Again, I think the unification, there's, again, investigation to political figures connected to the Unification Church.
Right.
There's certain lines, certain PPP leaderships that are involved with the unification allegedly, and specifically former President Yoon Suk-yeol, key members of the ruling party under scrutiny because of this.
Right. Recently, lawmaker Kwon Sung-dong of the ruling People Power Party has been implicated in allegations of accepting illegal political donations from the Unification Church. And the Ministry of Justice has submitted a request to the National Assembly for his arrest warrant, which is expected to be voted on this week. And this development signals that the investigation is expanding beyond the former First Lady to surround other political figures. And the public is increasingly calling for transparency and accountability from the investigation in the Unification Church, and not just Kim Gun-hee, but from all individuals involved with this group. And this underscores the need for a thorough investigation into the alleged ties between politics and the Unification Church as well.
Crash Override says, and refers to Kim Gun-hee and Yoon Suk-yeol, I feel like these two ruined their lives and careers for nothing. Well, I mean, that was a point that a lot of people were making, is they were already rich. He already had gone up the rankings, right?
Right.
And they had all the money. They lived in a fancy apartment. Why risk everything, right? But then that's the thing with power.
Right.
Is once you get the sniff of power, you want more.
You want more.
And you want to see, and when you have that power, you see all these people crawling up to you and giving you, like, you feel
Right.
special.
Wealthy people desires more wealth and power
That's
at
what
the
it is.
same time.
Yeah, they just want it. And so it's an addiction. It's an addiction for more wealth, more
Yes.
power. And unfortunately, with too much of that stuff, it leads to your downfall, right? All right, guys, we're going to talk about the next major issue being talked about here in the country. But first, let's take a listen to a song here from Boy Next Door with Step by Step. Step by step, step by step, oh baby. That's the step by step I know. Boys Next
Hey,
Door.
we play K-pop.
But what was it?
Boy
New,
Next
New
Door.
Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block. New Kids on
Yeah.
the. That's like Boys Next Door. New Kids on the
Oh, very
Block.
similar.
Boys Next Door. I don't know. I don't know. Let's shift our
That
focus.
is next door.
Talk about.
Oh, by
I can't
the
believe you
way-
know. Wait, hold on. Time. I can't believe you know Step by Step.
I know Step by Step.
You're old enough to know Step by Step.
No, you know,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
classic.
okay.
Classic. And by the way, I really enjoyed your show yesterday.
What do you mean talking about?
그대의 DJ가 돼요.
I did.
항상 즐겁게 해줄게.
Is this a humbug show?
Humbug show.
Also,
yeah, it
by
was
the
close.
big thank you to Johan and Samuel.
Why? Oh,
'cause
yeah,
That's not easy.
they helped you out.
Yeah, they kept on spring.
Perform better.
It was good.
Yeah, it was
good.
nice.
Thank you, Sam and Johan. I owe
I
you
took
guys.
a video of it. So
Gosh. The funny thing is that the replay came out on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They cut my part
why?
because it has music.
Oh,
So for reruns and stuff like that, you can't have music.
Is that the only reason?
And also because I took off my shirt.
Maybe it's like almost rated R.
It was up there. It was up there. I think rated R is cutting it good. We're going to talk about growing trend in South Korea's retail sector, the rise of the so-called 5,001 happiness, 5,000원의 행복. But
Oh.
this is weird because when I was growing up, there was a show that I really enjoyed.
만 원의
만 원의
행복.
행복.
But 10,000 for entire week.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like it's very reminiscent of the days like when the 1001 shop Taiso, that was kind of like the 99-cent store.
Yeah.
Popularized affordable items. The difference now is that the 5,001 has become like the new benchmark
Yeah.
bargain
Yes.
fivefolds.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And even in today's high inflation environment, 5,001 still feels surprisingly affordable. And you can pick up a pack of premium coffee capsules, a bottle of olive oil, frozen meat like 닭강정, or different types of spreads, or basically just many items needed for daily life, all for under or at 5,001. It's a good deal, I
Yeah.
can say. And shoppers often react with a little surprise, thinking, wow, I can really get this for such a good price. And it's the combination of affordability, variety, and instant satisfaction that keeps people coming back.
To be honest with you, if you were to tell me that like a bottle of olive oil is 5,001, I'd be a bit skeptical.
Why?
Because,
maybe
I mean-
it's fake.
Yeah, like, what if
not,
it's
I mean,
fake?
not fake, not 100% olive oil.
Yeah, what if
maybe.
they mixed it with something? Or what if it's synthetic? What if it's like not really olive? Like, because olive oil can be expensive.
Right.
And even like cosmetics, like 5,001 cosmetics, what is it going to do to my skin? But it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. And I also do drink like, what is it? Mixed coffee, but black. It's very
Instant
cheap.
coffee.
Instant coffee, but
Yes.
it's good. It's actually really, really good. And, it doesn't have to be like now. Well, still, though, cosmetics, I'm a little bit skeptical. But if you look at it from the retailer's perspective, the strategy does more than just sell products, right? It drives foot traffic, builds a reputation for value, smaller packs, low prices, encourage impulse buying. It's true. But they also introduce new customers to brands and products they might buy again in the future.
Yeah, of course, there are, of course, risks. Retailers need to manage inventory carefully and maintain product quality to ensure customer trust cost remains unbroken. And while these low-priced items provide immediate relief for consumers, they might also signal deeper issues like stagnating disposable incomes and subdued domestic demand. So we have to think about what this kind of phenomenon reveals about the current economic situation. The economy is tough, so people keep looking for lower-priced options. But in the short term, this trend reveals some financial pressure for shoppers and providers a little psychological comfort in a tough economic climate. So for the time being, I believe this trend is expected to continue.
I wonder what would be like the equivalent of 만 원의 행복, right? Spending 10,000 won for the entire week.
Right.
Would it be, because that was like 20 years ago.
20 years ago already?
Yeah.
When I was in like elementary school.
When I was when I was super
Yeah.
young, and so it must have been 20 years old. And what 10,000 won would be equivalent now would be like 5만 원?
5만 원.
So going through an entire week with 50,000 won. Which
Is it possible?
I mean, I fill up my gas every week, and so that already is
So you'll have
80,000.
to use public transportation.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
From Anyang
No, I
to
can't.
Arirang.
No.
And
no.
just drink like one coffee a day. Or,
No.
stop
I can't
smoking.
I can't do any of that stuff. I can't do any of that stuff.
You're going to be healthier.
No.
Because you're going to exercise more.
It's
while
okay, it's
using
okay.
public
It's-
transportation.
it's okay.
You
No,
will not
stop it.
allowed to like
Who did you tell you
drink or
love?
smoke. Me?
Is your husband
My
listening right
husband.
now?
여보.
Seong, thank
Oh,
you
I
so
never
much.
called him 여보. Ooh, that was.
Thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week. We'll see you again next Tuesday.
See you next week.
Sending her out of the studio, let's take a listen to a song from Mellow Monks with Happy Song.